In this session, we will understand about now register addressing. Sometimes in the instruction, we will be provided with a processor's register, add R1. Here, we are not provided with any address. Rather, we are provided with something called add R1. What is it? R1 is a processor's register, right? It is not a memory address. So finally, what is going to be performed? Accumulator is equal to accumulator plus R1. That is, address part of the instruction is going to specify a processor's register rather than a memory address. So finally, the contents of R1 will be added to accumulator and finally will get transferred to accumulator in this instruction, for an example. Okay. A register indirect. What is register indirect? The register indirect is similar to indirect addressing mode, but it is a register indirect. What is register addressing mode? In the register addressing mode, in the instruction, the address part of the instruction is going to specify a processor's register, right? Then the contents of the processor's register will be added to accumulator and accumulator will be updated with accumulator plus R1, right? Now the thing is, in the register indirect addressing mode, the register which is specified in the instruction is going to hold a memory address. That is, now accumulator is not equal to accumulator plus R1 because this R1 holds a memory address. We'll go to that memory address, get the content and get it added to accumulator. Accumulator is equal to here. Accumulator is equal to accumulator plus memory of R1. It is not directly R1 because R1 holds a memory address. We'll go to that specific address and we'll collect the operand and we'll get it added to accumulator. That is what? Register indirect addressing mode. Okay. Auto increment or auto decrement mode. Auto increment addressing mode or auto decrement addressing mode are pretty much similar to the register indirect mode. The way the operand is going to be collected is similar to the way the operand is collected in register indirect addressing mode. That is, the address part of the instruction is going to specify a processor's register. That processor's register contains a memory address. Going to that memory address, we will collect the operand. Finally, as the opcode is addition, we will get it added to the accumulator. Okay. But the difference is, in the auto increment addressing mode, contents of R1 will get incremented after performing the operation. Okay. But in the auto decrement addressing mode, contents of the register will get decremented before performing the operation. Okay. We will see in a short while how auto increment and auto decrement exactly works. Okay. Just hold on for a few minutes. We're going to demonstrate. I'm going to demonstrate you guys how auto increment and auto decrement are going to calculate the effective address. Of course, it is pretty much similar to the register indirect, but there is a small difference. That is, R1 value will get either incremented or decremented in auto increment and auto decrement modes. Just hold on for a while. Then next thing is relative addressing mode. What is relative addressing mode? Let us go back to our slide. Okay. Let us say this is current instruction that is being executed. Okay. Now current instruction is 22, right? What is the next instruction? Next instruction is 23. Okay. Now, what is the program counter value? Program counter value is 23. Yes or no? Yes. Program counter value is 23. Okay. Now, in relative addressing mode, effective address will be calculated by adding address part of the instruction to the program counter value. Okay. That is, when you want to execute add 450, what is the effective address here? Effective address is not 450. In order to calculate the effective address, I need to add the address part of the instruction to the value of the program counter. The address part of the instruction is 450 and the value of the program counter is 23. 23 plus 450 is equal to 473. Okay, I will write it here. The effective address is 473. 470 is the effective address in which the operand is available. This is how effective address will be calculated, gets calculated in relative addressing mode. Okay. What is relative addressing mode? In the relative addressing mode, the address field of the instruction specifies the part of the address which can be used along with the program counter to calculate the effective address. Okay. Effective address is equal to program counter plus address field of the instruction. Okay. Now, in our case, effective address is equal to 473. 73, right? So in 473, there is the actual operand. We need to go to 473rd memory location. We will collect the operand. We'll get it added to accumulator. Okay. Now, base register addressing mode, index register addressing mode. Understanding these addressing modes are very simple. That is in a processor, there will be two registers. In addition to all the registers that we declare that we designed and discussed, there will be two additional registers. That is, one is base register and one more is index register. Simple. Effective address in the base register addressing mode is nothing but address part of the instruction will be added to the contents of the base register. But effective address in the index register, address field of the instruction will be added to the contents of the index register. Let us go back. Okay. Let me draw it here. Insert text box. This is, let us say, base register. Let us see. This is base register. This is index register. Okay. Now, the value of the base register, let us say 150. The value of the index register, let us say 200. Okay. 200. This is base register. This is index register. I did not name it. This is base register. This is index register. Let us understand. Okay. Now, in order to calculate the effective address in the base register addressing mode, the address part of the instruction will be added to the contents of the base register. Then effective address will be calculated. 450 plus 150 is equal to 600, right? Then 600 will be the effective address. We need to go to 600 in the main memory and collect the value, which is an operand, get it added to accumulator. In the index register addressing mode, the address part of the instruction will be added to the index register rather than the base register. Okay. Now 450 plus 200 is 650, in which the actual operand is available in the index register addressing mode. Okay. By looking at a live example, we will see. Okay. Here, this 200 is, let us say, load 500. 201. The program counter is 201. Now let us talk about the various addressing modes calculation. Okay. Here, direct addressing mode. What is address? Load 500. Here something is not clearly visible. I'm just deleting this. Okay. The instruction is load 500. Okay. In the direct addressing mode, 500 itself, it is the effective address. Go to 500, add 800 to accumulator. Okay. In the direct addressing mode, 500 is the effective address because the address part of the instruction is going to give you a direct address. Okay, go to 500, get 800, get it added to accumulator. Get it loaded in the accumulator, because now the opcode is changed to load, it is not add. The contents of 500 location will get transferred to the accumulator. In the immediate operand, 500 is not an address. Rather, this 500 is a value. The value of 500 will directly get transferred to the accumulator. Accumulator will get a value 500. It is not an address, rather it is a direct value. Indirect addressing mode, this 500 contains one more address. Go to 500, there is one more address, that is 800. This 800 is no more an operand, rather it is one more address. Go to 800, get 300. 300 should be loaded into the accumulator. Accumulator, where is accumulator? Yes. Indirect addressing mode, yeah. Accumulator will receive a value, that is 300. Memory of 500 will get transferred to accumulator. Memory of 500 is 800 and memory of 800 is 300. Okay. Relative addressing mode, address part of the instruction will be added to the program counter value. Okay. 500 plus 201 is 701. Go to 701, in which the content is available, that is 325. 325 will be transferred to the accumulator. Okay. That is, program counter is 201 and address part of the instruction is 500. Program counter plus 500 is 701. In 701, what is available? 325 is available. So 325 will get transferred to accumulator. Okay, this one. 325 will get transferred to the accumulator. Memory of PC plus 500. Indexed addressing mode. Index register. This is an index register. XR, I call it as. What is the content of the index register? 100. What is effective address in the index register addressing mode? Address part of the instruction plus the contents of the index register. 500 plus 100 is equal to 600. In 600, the content is 900. 900 will be transferred to the accumulator. Okay. In the register indirect, there is R1. Okay, register addressing mode, there is something called load R1. R1 value 400 will get transferred to accumulator. So this is in 500's place, you need to assume that there is R1, because in the register addressing mode, a processor's register will be specified at the address part of the instruction. So here you need to assume and imagine that there is load R1. The value of the R1, that is 400, will get transferred to accumulator. In the register indirect, R1, the contents of the R1 will be considered as a memory address. 400 cannot be directly transferred. Rather, 400 is going to give you a memory address. Going to that memory address, get that content, will get it transferred to accumulator in the register indirect. Accumulator is equal to memory of R1. What is the memory of R1? Memory of R1 is 700. 700 is getting transferred. Okay. Auto increment, of course, it is pretty much similar. Auto increment is, of course, it is pretty much similar to register indirect. Only the thing is, after performing the operation, we will go back to the register and increment the contents. R1 will be incremented to 401. R1 will be incremented to 401. That is, in the auto increment addressing mode, every operation is similar to register indirect. Go to the register and get the contents. And get the memory address. Go to that memory address. Get the contents. Get it loaded in the accumulator. But after which, just go back to the register and increment the contents. 400 will be 401. Okay. But auto decrement, there is a slight variation. In the auto decrement, what we do is, before performing the operation, we will first go to the register and decrement the contents. What are the contents of R1? Contents of the R1 is 400. But what we do, we don't take 400. What we'll do is, R1 will be decremented. That is 399. Okay. And taking this 399, we will go to the memory location. 450 will take, and we will get it loaded into the accumulator. That is the difference between auto increment, auto decrement. In the auto increment, After performing the operation, we will go back to the register and increment the contents. But in auto decrement, first we will go to the register, decrement the contents, and that is the effective address. Okay. So that is the difference between auto increment and auto decrement. Okay. In the next session, we are going to understand about the program relocation dynamically, how the program relocation is going to be done dynamically in the system by using some addressing modes. Okay.